On this episode of the Deep Pockets podcast, we got Lambo Raul in the building. Well, actually, I'm in the building because I'm at his office right now, but he's here. He is the creator of Day Trading Institution and Leveled Up Society, and famously known for being one of the first major payouts from FTMO, securing over $100,000 in verified profits. Today, Raul shares his strategy on trading the S&P 500, making millions of dollars, what to do with the money when you actually get it, and a bunch of other things you absolutely need to take notes on. So, without further ado, enjoy Swaggy C and Lambo Raul. Later. Gang, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Deep Pockets podcast. I have a very special guest in the building. Lambo Raul in the flesh.
What's good, bro?
My guy, appreciate you for letting me come into this office. This is a beautiful office, bro. Like,
Thank
this
you,
is inspirational for me and makes me feel like I need to do something like this. Because like I said, I still trade at the crib, and you got a place to trade and run the businesses at here. And getting right into it, talk to the people who, you know, need a comfortable setting in order to trade at. Because when you started out, obviously you didn't have this setting.
Yeah, of course.
What setting did you have when you first started trading?
Bro, so I kind of like transferred. So I was living at my mom's house when I first started trading, and she had like a little pantry. You put, you know, basic food stuff. It's a pantry, you know what I'm saying? Pantry. And it was tiny, and I was like, fuck it, I want to make this my office. So I took everything out of the pantry. You know, my mom did her little thing with whatever she did, and I threw desk in there, laptop, monitor, and that was it. Then I moved to my dad's house, right? And my office was in my room. Literally, like you can go back to some of my old YouTube videos, and like you'll still see my bed in the webcam. Yeah.
Conor, you got to get that in the clip. You feel me?
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. And in that space, is that where you had like a major trade that kind of
100%.
started everything for you?
100%. Like I was getting payouts. So in that space, the trade that kind of did everything for me was I had made $30,000 in a single day. That was like the most money I had ever made, because I'd do it in a month. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a month worth of trading versus 30 grand in a day. And that was trading USD JPY, and that was when the market had crashed. I don't remember exactly what economic data came out at that point in time, but the market literally crashed. It was funny because I was outside with my dog, and I take the position outside, right? And I was just kind of fucking around with the dog, and I checked my phone. I'm up like $1,200. I'm like, okay, cool. Like I'm expecting maybe make like $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 off of this trade. Yeah. I come back to my computer, and I'm like, what the fuck? Am I watching a YouTube video or something? Because like, you see a bunch of tiny little candles, and then there's one fat ass. Fat ass candle, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? And then I realized, I'm like, oh fuck, this is my MetaTrader, and it said like $35,000. I'm like, oh my god, what do I do? And I'm like panicking.
You're like freaking out.
I'm freaking out. Like, what the fuck do I do? Do I keep holding it? And it started to come back a little bit. Like, fuck that, I'm closing, bro. And I closed, and I secured like $30,000, which was crazy. And it was funny because the day before that, I had my biggest trading day, which was like 7K. So I had made like 37K in like 2 days, and that was like what really set the tone for me.
Once you made that 30K day, what was the next move? Was the next move, let me get my own place? The next move was to let me like trade more, put this on YouTube, put this on Instagram. What was the next move?
For me, it was like, okay, let me trade more. It was let me start to, you know, really secure like some form of a net worth. So I really started to withdraw a lot. And then I also, around that point in time was when I started to also diversify, and I was like, okay, like I know what I'm talking about. Let me also start putting other people on. And then on top of that, that was when like the whole FTMO thing started for me as well. So even like, you'll even see me getting like these $15,000, $20,000 payouts from FTMO with my bed in the back. You know what I'm saying?
That is super tough.
You know
so it's one thing after the other, basically.
Yeah. And then I was doing well for myself. Like the only really expenses that I had was like my car. Right, I had like 2 cars. And then I had ended up, it's funny because I had a Lamborghini and I was still living at my parents' crib.
That's insane.
Right?
Wow.
But bro, like that's the thing, like I got into trading because I love cars. To me, a car isn't a flex. To me, it's my passion. You know, you go to my house and have 5 cars, you know, where you can only drive 1 car a day, but I love cars.
Gotcha.
You know, some people buy cars to flex, and I buy cars because I genuinely love cars, and that's why I had a Lamborghini and a GTR, and I was still living with my parents.
Which is,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm in his office right now. How many cars are in here? 10?
Oh, bro, a shit ton.
There's 6 over there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, and I don't know. There's a lot of cars in here.
Yeah. There's a ton.
Are these all like collectibles? Is it just motivation?
These
like,
are all collection. So they're split between my cars, my dad's cars, and like cars that we have in the family. So like all of that over there, those are my dad's Ferraris. I'm not a big Ferrari guy. I got one Ferrari. I'm more Lamborghini. And then there's a SVJ over here, which is funny because I actually motivated my dad to get the SVJ.
Really?
Yeah. So I had bought myself an SVJ. It was a black one. This was during COVID, right? And he had an Aventador S. And like for those people that are into cars, like there's a big difference between the SVJ and the Aventador S. And I told him, because me and my dad always had like this friendly competition with each other, right? Where it's like, oh, this is a real man's car. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So one day I just roll up on my dad out of nowhere and he's like, what the fuck? And I'm like, this is a real man's Aventador. So at that point in time, he was like, oh shit, right? And he's like, maybe he's right. And then he ended up getting the SVJ. I got my Porsche over there.
Where did that passion for cars come from?
Bro, like you see over there, the go-karts,
yeah,
it all started there. Those were my racing go-karts when I was like 5 years old. That's where my passion for cars really came from.
Got you, and it just kept to now.
Yeah.
So switching over to business in a sense, how fulfilling is it for you to see some of your students, you know, actually?
It's the best.
It's the best, right?
It's the best. It doesn't even compare because it's like, you know, I make great money in business and education and everything else that I do, and I make great money trading, right? But when you see somebody else that they're in a very different living situation
Absolutely.
than you are, and they come up to you and they're like, hey, Raul, like, thank you so much, bro. Because of you, I was able to make $20,000. Like, my most recent, like, crazy success story, his name is Cedric. He's a student of mine. He's been in the day trading institution for, I believe, about a few months. I think it was like 7-8 months he told me he was in, and he's a college student playing basketball, right?
Wow.
And he came up and he was one of those, I'm sure you have those students where they're just super quiet in your chat, then all of a sudden boom, they smack you in the face with some crazy shit.
Yo, I did this.
He was one of those. He's like, bro, I locked in, I saw the screenshots, I locked in for months and I just made $58,000. He didn't make $58,000, he got paid out $58,000. He made 70 grand in a month as a 22-year-old college student. It's like, goddamn. Because when I was trading, it's like I hadn't made 70K in a month.
No,
you know,
not at all.
Especially in the beginning, it's like, wow, bro. And that's also the dope thing about prop firms too, is because now you're able to leverage all of the capital that they have to be able to make more money, which is something that you probably didn't have.
We didn't have that growing up at all.
You know
I remember being in college in 2014 studying trading. And there was like no real prop firms. I know like FTMO says like they incorporated in 2014, 2015, but I didn't know anything about it.
I didn't know anything about it either. Yeah,
so
I didn't know
was
anything about it
trading
either.
off of brokers, and you saying the guy made $58,000 and as a college student, bro. When I was in college, I made $250 and I was the happiest person in the world. Like I thought at that point I knew what I wanted to do in life, which was trading. Can you imagine $58,000?
No, I wouldn't.
22-year-old.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
That's insane,
it's
bro.
not even that. It's like, and he's only like, I think it was like a year and a half in his trading journey. Like
no
a
way.
year and a half in my trading journey, I was still like figuring out how to actually become profitable.
Absolutely.
And he made $58,000. So it's like when you see things like that, it's so rewarding because you're really making a difference in different people's lives. You know, it's not just about yourself anymore.
It's not just about yourself, which is why I love the different avenues. Like we have our own trading, and then we post free information on YouTube. Then we have the educational side, we have the funding side.
Yeah.
We're always there, which leads me into my next question. How do you adapt to the market based on what they're giving? And not the market trading, market is in business. Like prime example, you know, you starting whatever company may be. Is it you and your business, partners sitting behind the scenes like, yo, we should do this? Or is it, we see a gap in the marketplace. Some of our students are going to this competitor. We should start this and then kind of go here, whether it's day trading institution, whether it's funding company, whatever it may be.
Yeah, it's 100%. I mean, it's all a team collaborative effort. You know what I mean? Like one of us might come up with the ideas and then we'll all put everything together and really make a plan and put it into play. And it's like, the thing about business is it's a lot different than what trading actually is, because like one thing you can realize is like business is always going to have its ups and downs. No matter what you do, and it's learning to deal with those ups and downs and how you find solutions to your problems and how you overcome those solutions from what I've seen. And that's how you could really come together as a team. And that's why having a team is also so important.
Absolutely.
As well, especially like not just like a team, but like a close group of friends that end up becoming your team. It makes it that much easier and that much better to actually work with. And really when it comes down to like problem solving, getting those problems solved in a timely manner too. So it's like when it comes to us and our team and what we do, it's just always looking at it from like a win-win type of situation,
Love that.
trying to provide value while also creating good business at the same time.
So switching back to money really, really quickly, how do you have that balance where it's like, because in 2020 or 2019 I had this issue where you can make all the money in the world, but there's still other things that need to be taken care of, such as credit and taxes and things of that nature. How do you get to the point, or did you initially starting out already have that already figured out and all you had to do was make more money? I didn't either. Okay.
I didn't either. It literally was like I'd make $100,000 and then it was like, okay, cool, let me reinvest it, and then it's like, oh fuck, taxes.
Yeah,
right. What do I do? Getting accountants. Yeah, and it's like, oh my god, there's so much stuff. But honestly, like, I was just figuring out as I went along with it, because it's like the first part I wanted to worry about was actually making money.
Yeah.
Right. And I knew that was my priority. Anything else could be solved later, because money solves the majority of problems regardless. You know what I'm saying? So then after that came like learning and understanding like financial responsibility and being really more responsible with your finances and reinvesting a lot of your earned income, because there's a difference between earned income and passive income. And passive income is so hard nowadays. A lot of it's earned income. So it's like, how can I reinvest now, for me at least, is like, how can I reinvest my earned income to make me more passive income?
Yep. So you're not spending that like earned income on like anything crazy. Like we did a walkthrough kind of conversation where you talked about the trading money is for, like you said, like the exhaust or something crazy.
Yeah.
But the earned income like, from the business and stuff, that's just...
No, like the thing about like the earned income is I try and stack it and put it into assets as much as possible, versus before, like it would be hard to differentiate like what an asset is, et cetera, et cetera. Like nowadays for me, it's like, okay, I want as much of my earned income to be diversified. I don't want it just sitting in a checking account. Okay, boom, you know what? Let me go buy a house. Right? And I didn't. I put a bunch of money into a house. And that's one thing too that I really quickly started to learn. It's like, I can make money trading, I can make money with my online businesses, but I've also made money through my houses. So my first house I ever purchased was during COVID. I purchased that house in a very modern community for $830,000, right? I basically lived in it, did small renovations here and there, and I ended up selling that house for close to $1 million, $975,000. And I was like, holy fuck. Like, I listed it, and 2 days later we were under contract.
No way.
For $937,000. So for living in this house, my money was chilling.
Yeah.
My money went to the principal. Whatever went to interest is a tax write-off anyways. So my money just made more money. By what? Me living in a fucking mansion.
Wow.
Because it was a 5-bedroom house with a 2-car garage and a pool, right? And I still have pictures of the house on my Instagram. And then what I did was I 1031 exchanged it into a bigger house.
Yep. So you don't have to pay no taxes on it, right?
Which no, I didn't. Not on the capital gains.
Not on capital, yeah.
Right. Which is funny because on that house I moved basically like the community in front. So I don't want to label that. I don't want to put the names on the actual communities, but let's say it's community A, B, C.
Yeah.
Right. Community C was like the more affordable houses. They were still quite expensive. They were like maybe like the $500,000 range, but they would have the modern look, which is what I loved. Then I had bought my first house in community B, which was also like the modern look, but the houses were bigger. And I was like, fuck it, bro, I'm gonna move to community C, right? And there was a lot of houses there. There was some going for like 1.8 million, 1.9 million. It's like, okay, you know what? I can get like this $2 million house. But then I saw a listing here and I was like, I was analyzing the property and I was like, one, there's only 4 models of this house with this type of lot, which is an 8,000 square foot lot. The average lot there was like, I don't know, nothing crazy, like 6,000, or call it like 5,500 square feet with like 4,700 square feet of living space, going for like $2 million. You know what I'm saying? And I was analyzing this property. I'm like, okay, well, we have a 3-car garage. It's a 5-bedroom, 5-bathroom. And then we have an 8,000 square foot lot. The backyard is huge, and it comes with a pool. And it's going for $1.4 million. Why? Because the house was basically base model. They bought the house and put it up for rent. They didn't live in it. They didn't remodel it. Nothing. It's like, okay, I moved in. I was like, okay, I'm going to put $30,000 in the backyard here, another $10,000, or vice versa. It was like $10,000 into the backyard, $30,000 into the front yard because it's the front appearance of the house.
Yep.
I renovated the garages. I knocked down a wall in the master bedroom that split the master bedroom in 2. And then after that, I listed the house up for sale maybe like a year later after enjoying living in it, and I sold it for $2 million and I purchased it at 1.4. And that's when I really like understood the power of like really getting into like the right type of investments. And it could be like a personal luxury investment, but it's also a business investment at the same time, because you're living in a mansion that you can renovate, remodel, and sell it for profit. And I did that, and I literally just did the same thing right now. So I recently just bought a 10,000 square foot property with 6,300 square foot worth of living space. There's a little guest room outside, and that house I bought for $3 million in a 3-car garage. It's the one I recently just posted on my Instagram. I bought it for $3 million, and my plan is to renovate it, I don't know if I'm gonna sell it or if I'm just gonna put it up for rent. I'm probably gonna put it up for rent.
Got you.
Because once I purchased at a high interest rate too, so I do need to refinance. These are all different things I'm taking into account, right? Once I put it up for rent, just go get something else and start building a real estate portfolio, right? And the average median for that house is like 3.5, 3.7, and I bought it for $3 million. And put maybe, I don't know, $150,000 into the house to have it appraised for, call it 3.7, $3.5 million is like, okay, that's those are fantastic
so
returns.
Big time, bro.
That
is absolutely, it's probably one of the best answers I got, because that separates you from a lot of others. It separates you from me in a sense, because I don't do none of that, and I read all the books about real estate. I haven't bought a property where it's like, you know what,
me too.
I'm a flip this. I haven't done that yet. So to see you do that in like real form.
But you know what actually made me take action on it though, because the 20% down payment is those are the worst parts. It's like, okay, I just wrote a $750,000 check to be able to get into this place.
Absolutely.
Right. But honestly, it was the first flip that I did on a luxury home on accident that really made me adopt that mindset, because I feel like if I wouldn't have done that first flip by accident, like I know at some point I would have gone into real estate, but it made me get into it a lot sooner. And also with inflation being so high,
absolutely,
it's kind of like I need to diversify my income anyways. Like I don't need so much money just sitting in a checking account. I need assets under my name. Then on top of that, like there's so many things you could do. You could cash out, refinance. Like it's endless. It's endless.
I love it. I love it. I got some motivation to get into real estate after this. 'Cause my wife is heavy into real estate because her family owns a real estate company in Kansas City. They're actually number one in Kansas City, which is crazy. But obviously we live in Puerto Rico, so we are not into that. But she's been telling me all the time, get into real estate, get into real estate, get into real estate. We have a lot of money. Let's get into real estate. And I'm just like, all right, I will one day. But one day, it's 4 years later, and I still haven't done anything yet. You know what I mean? So
and the thing about real estate, it's like, bro, you got to put down 20%, and you're gonna be making like 7% a year off of an investment property, right? And in trading income, it's like, bro, I can be making 7% a month.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly.
So real estate has always turned me off, but it's like, okay, if I could do trading and real estate, it's like, wow,
it's extra.
You know what I'm saying?
So speaking of that, how do you, like I said, balance and outline those streams of income? So for me personally, they all have to make sense.
Yeah, for sure.
Like the trading, then the education, that goes hand in hand. YouTube gives me big checks for posting on my YouTube channel. That goes hand in hand. Funding company goes hand in hand.
Yeah.
Like, or if other people are, like, say, affiliates for brokers, like that's hand in hand.
Yeah, for sure.
But
which is nice too.
Yeah, I've never done that just yet, but I've been thinking about it. I'm getting a lot of emails and stuff. How is that as well? Is that cool?
Yeah, broker affiliates is cool because like the thing is, like these brokers will reach out to me and they're like, hey, look, we want to get you in our affiliate program. We'll pay you a commission for however many traders you could bring onto the program, and it all depends on.
Let me open this real quick.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, we are live. Hi, mamas, we're live on the podcast. Lambo Raul.
So sorry.
It's okay. Hi, beautiful.
Sorry.
Okay, no, I'll FaceTime her in 10 minutes. I love her so much. All right, love you, mamas. Mwah.
Okay, baby.
All right. Sorry, continue.
Yeah. That happens to me all the time too, bro.
That's crazy. Like you asleep.
It's funny. My wife used to FaceTime me, and it's my wife. Now my wife FaceTimes me, and I answer the phone. It's my daughter.
I can't get off.
Yeah, I know.
Exactly.
Right. So when it comes to like these broker affiliates, it's just like a win-win situation because they provide whoever signs up under my link better trading conditions than they would like the general public, and I'm able to make a commission off of the type of lots that these traders actually throw. So could be seen as genuine passive income.
Exactly. It can be, and that's all hand in hand. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How do you and you figured out a way, like you said, to make real estate make sense because it kind of goes hand in hand.
Yeah.
So is there anything else on the horizon for you that you're just like, or at this point you're just like, I got 4, 5, 6 streams of income. They're all making me millions of dollars a year. I'm good right now until.
Yeah. For me, the horizons right now is really solidify my businesses. Once those are solidified, which should be done within the next 6 months, let's call it. What I want to do now is build a team where we could just go grab 6 of our boys and we go invest into pre-construction, where we get into, call it a $5 million project pre-construction, where we're building a building with 30, 40 units, let's call it, right? We get into it, by the time it'll appraise, say it'll appraise for $9 million. But the thing is with those types, you have to get it, you have to have them rented out. Once they're rented out, then that's when they appraise super high.
Got you.
So we get into that and say, okay, well, now we could flip flip it, sell it, make 100% ROI, or keep it, collect the passive income we're gonna make it, depreciate the property value from our taxes, and then go and do it again and again and again and again and again until we have this massive empire of real estate where it's like now we're solid and our families are solid for life.
It's so funny because every word you just said, I understood everything, the process, it all makes sense. I read all the books, it all makes sense.
Yeah.
I just haven't started yet. So
I know.
By this time next year, hold me accountable, Connor. Hold me accountable, audience. I need to have one property that I want to flip or something along those lines.
100%, bro. And it's like one thing that my dad taught me about, like having a team around you, is like, okay, well, you know, if you have $50,000, you can go and invest those $50,000 into whatever by yourself, right? But if you have 5 of your guys and you invest $50,000, now that's $250,000 that you all have pulled together that you can go and make a good investment, that you get a higher ROI.
That's smart, man. Because like now you're only putting up $50,000, which to us is not that much money in comparison to putting up a whole $250,000.
Yeah,
you know
or a mil. You know what I'm saying?
Or a mil, flat out. Exactly.
Yeah.
Good point. I only have 2 questions left. One is, take us through a normal day of Lambo Raul, like day to day, in a sense. Like wake up, aside from family, see the family, yada yada. But like, come to work, you work for 8-9 hours, make some business plans, trade, and then go home.
So basically, I mean, every day is really gonna depend, right? Because I mean, like I said, you know, we have a team together, and you know, everyone has different tasks within the team. So a normal day to day would be basically, well, technically my day starts the night before my trading. I'll do my pre-market analysis. I'll go over my journal on the previous day, and then I'll forecast what could possibly happen on the following day. Come to the next morning, I wake up probably around like 8 o'clock in the morning, and I just kind of do whatever. If I have to go to the gas station, get a coffee, I'll leave the house, go to the gas station, get a coffee, just to get my mind awake, right? I want to start doing different things in my morning routine where I go for a run around my community and they get in the cold plunge, and then
I got the cold plunge.
Yeah,
yes,
I need that, bro. And then I hop on the markets, but basically like around 8:45, I'll do my pre-market analysis, which I only analyze 2 pairs, which is going to be the NASDAQ and the S&P 500. I'll send a Zoom link to my day trading institution group on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. That's when I go live with them. We'll trade in between 9:30 to roughly about 11 o'clock. That's when I typically stop trading, because at 12 o'clock, in between 12 and like 2 p.m. is lunchtime, right? And volume typically tends to die down. But it's funny enough, like in recent market conditions, like the volume just
sometimes
it comes in late. It comes in super late. Like volume came in. I didn't take a trade today because volume came in like at 12, but I had been gone by then. So it's like, bro, fuck, wow, right? And then after I'm done trading, I'll basically just get whatever work I have to do done. So I'll go over my Discord community. I'll answer all of the private DMs that I have, make sure everybody's good. Go check on whatever we have to check on with Leveled Up, making sure Leveled Up is getting all of the things necessary done to reach the next level, literally. And then after that, I'll basically just brainstorm different ideas on how I could provide more value to the general public, right? I'm not even talking about like my paid education. I'm just talking about in general, like how can I increase the quality of my content, and what type of future content can I make so that the general public who isn't in one of my paid educational services can gain value. Because I'm thinking about not just my private community, but also the general public as well, because I get DMs every single day. Like I opened up a broadcast channel last night, and I posted this morning essentially what I'm going to be looking for to take a position in the broadcast channel. And bro, I had gotten hundreds, I've never seen it before, hundreds of DMs of people saying, wow bro, this one trading idea just made me 8% or 8 to 1 R's, what the guy said. Other people like, bro, thank you, I just passed my sit. And bro, I sent a simple analysis, no screenshots of the charts, basically saying if SPX does this, I'll look for this, or if SPX breaks this, I'll look to take sells into this area. And just that helped literally hundreds of people, and I was like, wow. So now it's like finding different ways to continue to provide value to like the general public. After that, bro, I'll go to the gym the majority of the times, which nowadays I'm actually gonna go to the gym Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, because I started playing golf. Play golf every single day. I'll play 18 holes or 9 holes, or maybe just hit the range.
Wow.
Every single day.
Wow.
Yeah, because it's a nice way for me to de-stress and have different types of hobbies. And then, like I said, like that's like my own personal time.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? Where I don't have to worry about like business. I don't have to worry about family. I don't do nothing. It's just golf for like 2-3 hours, realistically like sometimes 4 hours, right? Where I'm just focused on me, my mental. Because like I was telling you earlier today, like if I'm good, and I'm taking this me time for me, then everyone else around me is going to be good, right? So then after that, I'll get back home, I don't know, call it like around like 7 o'clock. I'll immediately do my pre-market analysis for the following day, go over my trading journal, see how I performed on the day, wrap up whatever work I have to wrap up. If it's signed contracts, if it's get this ready or whatever, that'll probably last me maybe 2 hours, and the rest of the night is just family time.
Family time. I love that. Something in there you said, which made me ask a side question, is you said S&P 500.
Yeah.
So you're away from majors now.
Yeah, I don't trade Forex.
No, all indices, big time.
All indices,
so
man.
I haven't even gotten into indices. I'm still on the gold, the GUs, and the GAs.
Yeah.
How much of a difference has it been switching over?
Huge, because before when I used to trade Forex, like even like looking back at like the FTMO track record that's on there, like I'd be holding positions for 3-4 hours, and a lot of these positions would get taken out like at a 2R on my trailing stop, a 3R, versus on indices, bro, I'm trading like the first hour and a half of the day, and I'm getting a 3R, a 4R.
It's that crazy.
It's that there's that much volatility in it, and I had never made so much money trading other than when I was trading indices.
I'm getting on indices. My entire audience has been telling me, and all my platforms are telling me, get on indices, get on indices. I'm just like, guys, I make good money. You know what I mean? I just made 40 last week on gold and 25 the week before that. I'm good. But
like I've only taken 2 trades this week, and this week is a $71,000 week for me, and I've only taken 2 trades.
71 off 2. Oh, no, I'm
71
active.
off 2 trades, and that's about like a 4 or 5R.
Nah, I'm up. I'm up on the
and my longest trade hold is an hour. Literally an hour.
Okay, so I made 40 last week, but I held it for 2.5 days. The gold trade, I got it on Monday. I didn't get out till Thursday morning. So
you can tell the difference in volatility. I held for an hour.
It's a big difference.
You know? But also, like, when you're wrong, you're going to be letting know when you're wrong.
Okay. Real quick.
Real quick.
Got you. Last question before we get up out of here. Also access to Q earlier today is day trade, how long, and there's no real time limit, but how long is day trading going to be a vehicle for you? And I say that as an example of, I say this all the time to my audience, that I love day trading to death, and I'm going to keep day trading, I'm going to keep trading. But if I start a company and let's say 6-7 years from now, it exits for 250 million.
I was thinking about the same thing.
I'm bound. I'm not. I may be a swing trader, but I'm getting into investments. I'm getting into more things. I'm not getting into the charts at 8 a.m. and I'm locked in.
It's a very risk-on business.
It's different. Yeah.
Day trading is a very risk-on business. There's a lot of stress involved. There's a lot of emotions involved. So for me personally, I thought about the same exact thing. Like, say I sell a company and I make, we make 250 million.
Yeah.
Call it I keep 75 million.
Yeah.
Right. I think I would get into a very different type of trading instead of what I'm trading today.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? After 250 million, call it make 75 million. I probably won't even be trading live anymore, to be honest with you.
Like, I'm just like,
I'll trade whenever I feel like I'm in the right mindset to actually trade.
Like you said, trading is stressful, and we don't need that stress every single day. If you got 75 M's in the bank,
you don't. That's what I'm saying.
And it's great right now. Like I said, trading got me from being a babysitter and a college basketball player to making millions. So I love it to death, and it got me my start.
Yeah, me too.
But
again, it got you your start. It got you the money you needed to go and invest into other different things.
Exactly.
And not just that, like, you have a skill set now that you developed, and you're sharing that skill set, which is also what's more valuable.
Which is valuable now, because I got to a point where I can share it. And I say this all the time, where it's like, Conor McGregor made 1, 2, 3 and more than that in the UFC. His biggest payday wasn't even the Floyd fight. It was his whiskey business, 180 M's.
Yeah.
That's how he got rich. Rihanna, like, she was a singer, she was already rich. Savage X Fenty is how she became a billionaire. It wasn't the music. So it's like, there's a start point, but something else is going to get us over the top.
For sure, 100%.
I just see what your mindset on that.
100%.
So.
No, I definitely agree with you.
Okay. Appreciate you for the podcast, my guy. It was a good conversation.
Thank you for having me on, bro.
I hope you enjoyed that podcast. That is Lambo Raul. Before I get up out of here, tell them where they can find you at all over.
Instagram, Lambo Raul. YouTube is at Real Lambo Raul. Unfortunately, someone took the handle Lambo Raul.
Oh my gosh.
Bro, and you know what the worst part is? He hit me up on the Instagram. He's like, bro, I'll sell it to you. Give me 50K right now. I'm like, bro, respectfully, like,
that's a dub,
I'm not paying you nothing,
I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, bro. Guys, like I said, if you have any questions, write in the comments below. Follow Lambo Raul everywhere. Go to daytradinginstitution.com.
Yeah, daytradinginstitution.com.
Go to the website. Show them some love. Show them some support. I'll see you guys on the next Deep Pockets podcast. Later.